Welcome to Focus English with Cece.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Focus English with Cece. I'm Cece, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
And I'm Tom. It's great to see you all again. If you want to improve your real-life English, you've come to the right place.
Tom, today we are exploring a topic that touches almost everyone at some point in their lives: social anxiety.
Social anxiety. It sounds like a very big scientific term, doesn't it? But in reality, it's something very common. It's that feeling of worry or fear when we are around other people. Have you ever felt scared to speak up in a large group? Or perhaps you felt very nervous before going to a party where you didn't know many people?
Exactly. In this video, we want to give you the toolkit, the vocabulary and phrases to describe these feelings. You will learn specific words for how your body reacts to stress and how to express your feelings clearly and confidently in English.
We want to help you realize that you are not alone. By learning how to talk about these feelings, you actually gain more power over them.
By the end of this episode, you will have a full list of phrases to use in any social situation that feels a bit difficult.
It's going to be a fantastic session. But before we dive into our first story, please take a quick moment to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
Yes, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. This way, you will get a notification every time we post our daily English lessons. Your support helps us keep creating free content for English learners everywhere.
Are you ready to get started, Cece?
I am ready. Let's begin with a story about Tom's morning. So, Tom, you mentioned to me earlier that you had a bit of a difficult morning. You looked a little stressed and perhaps a bit tired when you arrived at the studio. What exactly was happening?
Well, Cece, I had to attend a networking event for work. To attend means to go to an event or a meeting. It was held in a very large hall, and when I walked in, the room was already full of people, hundreds of people.
A networking event. Let's pause there for a moment because this is a very common term in the professional world. Listeners, a networking event is a professional meeting where people go to meet new people. Usually they go for business reasons or to improve their careers. It is a place to make connections and talk to strangers about work. Tom, how did you feel the very moment you walked through those big doors?
Honestly, I felt incredibly uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. That is a very important word for our lesson today. When you are uncomfortable, you do not feel relaxed. You do not feel happy or at ease in a situation. It is the exact opposite of being comfortable. If your shoes are too small, they are uncomfortable. If a room is too crowded and you feel nervous, you are uncomfortable. Listeners, let's practice that word together. It has 4 syllables. Un-com-fort-a. Repeat after me. Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. I really was. It was so loud in that room. There was music playing and everyone was talking at the same time. I looked around and I didn't see anyone I knew. I was standing there alone, holding a cup of hot coffee, and I suddenly noticed that my hands were shaking.
Your hands were shaking. This is a very common physical reaction to stress. When you are nervous, scared, or even very cold, your hands might move quickly up and down or side to side in very small, fast movements. We say, "My hands are shaking." Let's repeat that phrase together to remember it. My hands were shaking.
My hands were shaking. I was trying to hold my coffee cup very still because I was afraid I would spill it on my shirt. But the more I tried to stop, the more they moved. I felt so out of place.
Out of place. This is a great phrase for our toolkit. If you feel out of place, it means you feel like you don't belong in a certain room, a certain group, or a certain situation. You feel different from everyone else in a negative way. Sometimes we say it feels like being a fish out of water.
Out of place. I looked around the room and it seemed like everyone else was having a great time. They were laughing, they were shaking hands, and they were talking loudly, but I was just standing there by the wall. I felt like I didn't belong in that professional world. I felt out of place.
I think many people feel out of place at large events, Tom. Even the people who look the most confident might be feeling very nervous inside. We call this a mask of confidence. Did you notice anything else happening with your body? Did you feel any other physical symptoms?
Oh, definitely. My heart was beating really fast. In fact, it was pounding in my chest.
Pounding. That is a very strong and descriptive word. When your heart beats very hard and very fast because of stress, fear, or even heavy exercise, we say it is pounding. It feels like someone is hitting a drum inside your chest. Thump, 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 thump. Repeat after me. My heart was pounding.
My heart was pounding. I could almost hear the sound of my heart in my ears. It was very distracting. I felt so anxious.
You used the word anxious. This is the adjective form of anxiety. Some people often ask me if anxious is exactly the same as nervous. What do you think, Tom? Is there a difference for you?
That's a good question. In my opinion, anxious feels a bit stronger and heavier. Nervous is how you feel before a small test or a first date. It can sometimes be a little exciting. But anxious is like a big, heavy cloud of worry that stays with you. It makes you feel like something is wrong.
You are right. Anxiety or feeling anxious is a deeper feeling of worry. It can make you feel like something bad is going to happen, even when everything is actually okay. And when we feel anxious, our natural reaction is often to avoid people.
Avoid. That means to stay away from something on purpose, right? To make sure you don't encounter it.
Exactly. If you avoid a situation, you choose not to go because you are afraid, worried, or uncomfortable. For example, some people avoid big parties because they feel too anxious. They stay home instead.
Avoid. I understand. Sometimes if I see someone I know in the grocery store, like an old boss, but I don't feel like talking, I avoid them. I turn my shopping cart around and go to a different aisle.
I think we have all done that at least once. That is a very common example of social anxiety. Social anxiety is the fear of being judged, watched, or evaluated by other people. It's the fear that people will think we are boring or strange.
That's definitely how I felt today. I felt like every person in that big hall was looking at me and thinking, why is that guy standing alone? Why is he not talking to anyone? I was very self-conscious.
Self-conscious. This is a key term for today's lesson, and it's a very common feeling. When you are self-conscious, you are worrying too much about yourself, how you look, what you are saying, how you are standing, or what people think of you. You are too focused on yourself in a negative way. You feel like everyone is looking at your mistakes.
Self-conscious. I thought everyone was looking at my shaking hands, or looking at my hair, or noticing that I was sweating. I felt like I was under a microscope, like a tiny insect that a scientist is looking at.
That is a perfect way to describe it. That's exactly what being self-conscious feels like. You think everyone is watching you like a scientist, but in reality, usually they are too busy worrying about their own lives. They are probably feeling self-conscious too.
That's a very good point. I should try to remember that next time I'm in a crowd. But in the moment, when you're in that room, the feeling feels very real and very scary. I felt uncomfortable, I felt anxious, and I was incredibly self-conscious.
It sounds like a very difficult morning indeed. Let's repeat those 3 key words one more time for our listeners so they can really remember them. Uncomfortable, anxious, self-conscious.
Uncomfortable, anxious, self-conscious.
Well done. Now that we understand the feeling of being uncomfortable in a big group, let's talk about what happens when we actually try to speak.
Yes, because the physical feelings don't stop there. It gets even more interesting when the small talk starts.
Exactly. But before we move to the next part, listeners, remember, if your heart is pounding or your hands are shaking, it is a normal reaction. You are not alone.
We are all in the same boat sometimes. But we will explain that idiom later.
Don't give away the secrets yet, Tom. Let's move on to the next part. Tom, we talked about big events like networking, but are there other times you feel this social pressure?
Oh, yes, even in small situations. For example, I find small talk very difficult.
Small talk. This is a very common English expression. Small talk is the light, casual conversation we have with people we don't know very well. We talk about the weather, we talk about our hobbies, or we talk about the food. It's not a deep conversation. It's small.
Small talk. Sometimes I meet a neighbor in the elevator and I try to do small talk, but I don't know what to say. Then there's an awkward silence.
Awkward. That is a great word. Awkward describes a situation that is uncomfortable, embarrassing, or not smooth. An awkward silence is when two people are together, no one is speaking, and it feels very uncomfortable.
Awkward silence. It feels like the silence lasts for hours, even if it's only 5 seconds. It makes me want to run away.
I know exactly what you mean. When that awkward silence happens, does your body react in other ways?
Definitely. My palms get sweaty.
Your palms. Listeners, your palms are the flat inside part of your hands. When we are stressed, our bodies often produce sweat there. So we say, my palms are sweaty.
My palms are sweaty. It's so embarrassing when you have to shake someone's hand and your palms are sweaty.
It happens to the best of us, Tom. Don't worry. What about your stomach? Do you feel anything there?
Yes, I always get butterflies in my stomach.
Butterflies in my stomach. This is one of my favorite English idioms. It doesn't mean you actually ate butterflies. It describes that jumpy, fluttery, nervous feeling you get in your stomach when you are anxious or excited.
Butterflies in my stomach. I get them every time I have to do public speaking.
Public speaking. That means standing up and talking to a group of people. For many people, public speaking is their number one fear. It is a huge trigger for anxiety.
It really is. Cece, does your face change when you are nervous? Because mine does.
Oh, absolutely. I blush very easily.
Blush. Let's explain that. To blush is when your face turns red because you are embarrassed or shy. It usually feels very warm or hot.
Blush. Sometimes I blush just because someone says hello to me unexpectedly. And if I have to speak in front of a group, my voice starts to tremble.
Tremble. That means to shake slightly. If your hands shake, they tremble. If your voice shakes, your voice trembles.
My voice trembles. It is very hard to sound confident when your voice is trembling and your face is blushing.
Why does our body do this to us? It feels like our body is working against us. It's so frustrating.
Actually, Tom, there is a reason for it. It is called the fight or flight response.
Fight or flight. That's an interesting phrase.
Fight or flight. Thousands of years ago, our bodies developed this response to protect us from danger, like a wild animal. Your heart would pound and your palms would get sweaty, so you could either fight the animal or fly, run away from it.
So my body thinks a networking event or small talk is a wild animal?
Exactly. Your brain sees a social situation as a danger, so it starts the fight or flight response. But because you can't run away or fight the people, the feeling becomes overwhelming.
Overwhelming. That is a perfect word. Overwhelming means something is too much. It's too loud, too fast, or too difficult to handle. You feel like you are drowning in the feeling.
Overwhelming. When all these physical symptoms, the sweaty palms, the pounding heart, the blushing happen at once, it is very overwhelming.
We have covered so many useful words and phrases already. We've talked about social anxiety, feeling out of place, and the fight or flight response. Are you finding this lesson helpful so far?
If you are learning new ways to describe your feelings in English, please take a second to give this video a like. Your likes really help our channel reach more people around the world who might be feeling the same way.
Also, we love hearing from you. Have you ever had butterflies in your stomach? Tell us yes in the comments.
And please don't go away just yet. We still have the most important part of the lesson coming up. Strategies to feel better and 2 new idioms that will help you break the ice.
Stay with us until the end to learn how to handle these situations with confidence. We've talked a lot about the problems, the anxiety, and the overwhelming feelings, but how can we feel better? What can we do when we feel self-conscious?
That is the most important question, Tom. The first and simplest strategy is to take deep breaths.
Take deep breaths. Let's practice that together. Repeat, take deep breaths.
When you take deep breaths, you are sending a signal to your brain. You are telling your nervous system, I am safe. There is no wild animal here. It helps your heart stop pounding.
I find that really works. Even just 3 breaths can make a difference. What is another tip?
You should try to start small. We often use the phrase baby steps.
Baby steps, like a small child learning to walk for the first time?
Exactly. Baby steps means making small, slow, and steady progress. If you are afraid of parties, don't go to a party with 100 people. Instead, try to meet 1 or 2 friends for coffee. That is a baby step.
Baby steps. I love that. I can use baby steps for my English learning too. I don't need to be perfect today. I just need to learn a few new words.
Precisely. And speaking of words, I have a fantastic idiom for you to use when you want to start a conversation. The idiom is to break the ice.
To break the ice. Listeners, this is a very common and very useful idiom. Break the ice.
Break the ice. Imagine a lake covered in ice. It's cold and hard. If you break the ice, you make a hole. In a social situation, it means to say or do something to make people feel more relaxed and comfortable when they first meet.
So if I walk up to someone and ask, how do you know the host of this party? Am I breaking the ice?
Yes, that is a perfect way to break the ice. It stops the awkward silence and starts a conversation. You can also break the ice by giving a compliment, like, I love your sweater.
I will definitely try to break the ice at my next meeting. It sounds much better than just standing there feeling out of place. What is the second idiom you have for us?
The second one is very comforting. It is to be in the same boat.
In the same boat. Repeat after me. In the same boat.
In the same boat. This means to be in the same difficult or uncomfortable situation as someone else.
So if I am nervous about speaking English at a meeting, and you are also nervous, then we are in the same boat?
Exactly. When you realize that other people are also feeling anxious or self-conscious, you don't feel so alone. You realize that most of the people in that room are in the same boat. They are all trying their best to look confident.
That makes me feel so much better. Knowing we are all in the same boat makes the situation feel less overwhelming.
I'm so glad. And there is one more very important thing to remember, Tom. It's a philosophy we have here on this channel. Communication is more important than perfection.
Communication is more important than perfection.
Many people feel anxious because they are afraid of making a grammar mistake, but the goal of language is to connect with people. If you make a mistake but the other person understands you, you have succeeded. So please, be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself. That is so important.
If your hands start trembling or you blush, don't get angry at yourself. Just say, oh, my fight or flight response is working. Thank you, body, but I am safe.
That is a very healthy way to look at it. Instead of fighting the feeling, we can just accept it and take baby steps.
Exactly. You're doing something brave by just being there and trying to speak a new language. You should be proud of yourself. We have reached the end of our lesson today. We have covered so much ground. Before we go, let's do a full review of all the important words and idioms we've learned.
This is the most important part for memory. I will say the word or phrase, and Cece will give a quick definition. Listeners, please repeat every word out loud with us. Are you ready? Social anxiety.
The fear or worry we feel in social situations.
Uncomfortable.
Not feeling relaxed or happy in a situation.
Networking event.
A meeting where you connect with new people for work or business.
Hands shaking.
Small, quick movements of the hands caused by nerves.
Out of place.
Feeling like you do not belong in a group.
Heart pounding.
When your heart beats very fast and hard in your chest.
Anxious.
A strong feeling of worry or fear about the future.
Avoid.
To stay away from someone or something on purpose.
Self-conscious.
Worrying too much about what others think of you.
Small talk.
Casual, light conversation about everyday topics.
Awkward silence.
An uncomfortable period of time when no one is talking.
Sweaty palms.
When the inside of your hands get wet because of stress.
Butterflies in my stomach.
A jumpy, nervous feeling inside your belly.
Public speaking.
Giving a talk or presentation to a group of people.
Blush.
When your face turns red because you're embarrassed.
Tremble.
To shake slightly, like your hands or your voice.
Fight or flight.
The body's natural reaction to perceived danger.
Overwhelming.
Feeling like a situation is too much to handle.
Take deep breaths.
Breathing slowly to calm your mind and body.
Baby steps.
Making small, gradual progress toward a goal.
Break the ice.
To start a conversation and make people feel relaxed.
In the same boat.
Being in the same difficult situation as others. What a fantastic list. You have just learned over 20 ways to describe and handle social feelings in English. That is a huge achievement.
It really is. Now, we have a question for all of you watching. We want to hear your stories.
Our question today is, what social situation makes you most nervous, and what do you do to break the ice?
Do you talk about the weather? Do you give a compliment? Please share your experiences in the comments below. We read every single comment, and our community is a great place to see that we are all in the same boat.
And before you leave, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Sharing this video with a friend who is learning English is also a wonderful way to support us.
Thank you so much for joining Cece and me today. Remember, it is okay to feel nervous. Just take deep breaths and remember that communication is more important than perfection.
Be brave, be kind to yourself, and keep practicing. You are doing an amazing job.
We can't wait to see you in our next lesson.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye. See you next time.